Good morning, folks. Right, okay, I've just done this little quick pencil drawing of a church. I don't want this as the feature. I want this to lay back in the landscape because I want to put in some distant trees, or just sort of autumny trees. But I want to show a bit of distance with some the edge of a lake. I was thinking of Claremont Lake down near Esher in Surrey, but there isn't this around at the other side of the lake. But just remembering the lake, I want the sort of marshy edge, and probably that reflecting, but not exactly. We'll see how we go. This is the palette. As you know, yellow, cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna. Ron Ranson, big large brush. So we'll wet the paper. This is Fabriano. We'll wet the paper all over. I want this laid back in the landscape. I want to just show it as a silhouette rather. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, a bit of sienna and a bit of yellow, cadmium yellow. And I want this to come all over. Some in the water. Now, but let's add a bit of red to that. That seems to go down well. Now all these colours dry a lot lighter than when they go on, so don't be alarmed. So that would be the extent of my water. I want a bit of a tint in there. Okay, now we'll add a bit of cloud, bit of red and a bit of ultramarine. It will mingle on the paper. A bit thicker than that, a bit darker. You never know how these are going to turn out. Okay, quite like that. Coming across the night sort of clouds or whatever you want. Never go too low with these, they're going to clash with the trees, but it doesn't matter. Okay, they'll all dissolve in the paper. Right, okay, let's see. Oh, big clouds coming over. The weather, don't know what it's going to be like today. I think we're due for more rain, but we haven't had a huge amount, and I'm mindful of the hurricane that's going over the West Indies at the moment, the Caribbean. We never get any weather that severe. We get periods of flooding and prolonged rain, but we never really normally get that much in the UK. Certainly not in the southeast of London where I live. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. Okay. Right. I'm going to dry that off, so take your headphones off. I'm literally making this up as I go along. I just have an idea in my head and the little pixie sitting on my shoulder, and either it works or it doesn't. I hope it does. Right, we'll put in a bit of foreground, so plenty of yellow and a bit of the Payne's grey, which I've got from yesterday. So let's just put that in darker, bit of sienna in with that. I want all this to show a bit of reflection, but foreground. This is all sort of grasses and nondescript. Might have to just shut my window a bit, it's getting a bit blowing. Got lots of light in my studio. Very lucky to have it. It's got quite a large roof space in this house, and we've gone into the loft, well 30 odd years ago anyway. I'll do some of that with the rigger, I think. Plenty of bushy stuff, and the trees are going to come out of this. Let's just get in a bit of bankage. Okay. See, that we've lost a lot of the colour from that. I was hoping, I've covered up a lot of the red, that's showing through here and there, but I might have to go over that with a dry brush later to show more of that sky. Okay, that will do for that for a moment. So let's put in some background trees. Now I'm tempted to use this number 5 Sable Rigger, Winsor & Newton. It's a quality brush, it costs quality money as well. So I'm going to put in some bluey sky colour. Just some of this will be hidden. More on the blue side. This will dry faint as well, but I just want to get that along there. Use these brushes to watch they don't flick. I can put some picture aside, but I don't want to elaborate in there too much. Some over the tree, I think. Okay. Just a little bit too much, too solid there, so I want it's a bit bigger. All these sort of chestnuts trees coming across here. But these are sort of lost in the evening light, but I think I'm going up here. Can't be doing with that. I do a minimum amount of drawing, as you can see. And I can detail some trees in there every day. That's a bit better, isn't it? Let's just put a bit more solid bluey mix in here. Find that if the horizon's not horizontal on the board, you can always change it in the mount. I might even take that out, just straighten that, just take a little bit of that out later. Let's just get some harder. Bushes, nondescript. Okay, that'll do. Let's bit of tea, let's have a look at that. I think I'll do that now. So it's pretty dry now. It's not raining. The atmosphere's quite dry today, so let's just take that out. Problem solved. Sort of. Right. Bit of detail, bit of texture in the foreground, I think now. Let's just straighten that up. What I did yesterday has the through the valley, a road through the valley. That's what I'm doing so well on. Had 200 likes on my channel. I don't know if YouTube are mucking about with the views, I don't. But it's doing all right on Facebook. It's funny that different audience, I suppose. Right, just have a bit of grasses just sticking up here. A bit of dark clumpage. That's my word. Nice and warm. Just filling in here. Right, I'm going to put in some trees now. So let's have to try a bit of blue, bit of this, bit of that. Bit of water. But I'm doing a lot on Patreon now. But you have to pay a small amount of money to see those. But I've got about well over 40 videos now, as you can watch if you want to support my channel. And for the price of a quarter of a cup of Starbucks coffee a week, you can watch them for a month, plus anything else I post. Oh, I should have set that a little bit thicker, that one. Put a bit of sienna on there, I think, in that edge. We can just add a little bit of stuff on there. Always goes down well. A bit sticking out of it. Now just a bit of dark on this side in there. Show a bit of shadow. I'm using quite thick paint now. lift a little bit of this. Just a couple of those. But I want to do that. I'm going to paint that in a minute. But I'll just get some of these in. I'm not painting portraits of trees, I'm just doing impressions. I'll put some leaves on, some autumn leaves on these. Alright, so. This up here, just to fill in. Some like my 20-minute videos, in other words, they go on a bit sometimes, but they take as long as they take. I don't say that to beat the clock. Okay, that'll do for a moment. Oops, tea. Okay, put a little bit of detail in the background, and then I'll do these do those buildings. These are all sort of distant, a bit like me. Too much water on the brush there. Just to show just a little bit of detail in the trees. Not a lot. Sorry about silence. I'm just sort of concentrating on it's not in the way. I've got the camera above my head, probably 2'6" from the paper, and you should be able to see what I'm trying to do with my hands, but my head doesn't get in the way anymore. My friend Fred Gillespie, brilliant watercolour painter. He doesn't produce anything on YouTube. He's got a gallery, Fred Gillespie, Google. But he started off life as doing an apprenticeship as a scientific instrument maker, so he's brilliant with his hands. But he worked as a sign writer, funny enough. But he's one of those blokes who's good at everything. He makes clocks. He set out to make a wall clock, a small, I don't know, about 10-inch square wall clock. And he said, well, I've got all my lathes set up, I might as well make 6. So he did. Made all the cabinets. Marvellous ability. Some people are clever, don't you just say them? Okay, I'm hoping that's not too heavy, all these colours here. So now the church roof, well, we'll have that as a sort of a bluey grey. I want you to lay back. And then, oh, got me shake. Maybe going back to that when we do the other side. Now a bit of stone colour, so a bit of burnt umber, and a bit of ochre. Just made that a little bit wider, I think. Okay, let's just put those in the same colour, I think. We'll detail that when it's dry. Bit of a darker colour there, I think, maybe. Leave little margins of white, does help. Bit of umber. Okay, a bit of red for roofs, so burnt sienna, so nice reddy colour. Don't worry too much if that merges. I'll put some detail in a minute. Maybe we can just elaborate a little bit with that water. Bit bluer. Fill in all that white. I've got rather a lot of white. I did this other day. The paint dried even lighter than I thought it would. But I don't want to go dry brushing it because I'll muck it up. I'll put some detail on that. Okay, I'll just dry that. So headphones off. Okay, now because my paints have been kept nice and damp overnight, that they are very, very soft. So you can use sort of neat sort of bit of paint and yellow, and you can use it's almost tube consistency. It'll look straight as if it's straight out of the tube. Bit of sienna in there. I don't know what's going to happen to that. Put in some nice, just bits of colour rather than using gouache, just catching a bit of light. Just a few of them. That's in that evening. Sunshine. Right, go back and do a couple of trees here now. Sienna. Bit of unburned, bit of blue. Don't want to repeat myself. You do so much with the hake. It's a wonderful brush, but a lot of people give up long before they ever get proficient with it and blame the brush. But it's not the brush is a brush. Some people paint just as good enough with their fingers. It's because we don't persevere. I'm glad I did. Oh, there's a bit of yellow in there. Doesn't matter that it's fuzzy. It's all to the good. Sort of framing the church buildings. It's a sad state. Many of our villages have got these lovely old churches, nobody to use them because so many of the houses are owned by second homers, holiday homes. And during the week, there's just no one to support them. The pub closes, the post office goes. Now it comes alive at the weekends, and then there's no sort of opportunity for community. But I'm sort of just as bad as everybody else for homing in cottages in lovely villages. Let's fill in. I'll put leaves and stuff on these trees. Bit of a direction of shadow. Let's just put in some texture. Some warmth. Sort of autumn leaves, just sort of toss it around the floor. I know we like to put all these lovely brown leaves, golden leaves on some trees, but most of them the leaves go brown when they're on the floor. Well, that's what I've noticed anyway. It was a lovely warm mix. It's the cadmium yellow and the burnt sienna, but used sort of thick. Oh, a bit of green there. dark in there. Oh, just some little bits of detail, keep away from the church. It's a bit of Payne's grey just to get these silhouetted fronds of nondescript. Going through Wellington Station. Well, a bit of detail on the trees, but I won't just do the detail in the, on the church buildings. Which is a fine brush for that. Just a bit of blue and red mixed. Oh, I can just. Put a bit of land across there because it looks as if the church is you come by submarine. Look at the hake, put in a bit of greeny blue. Bit of shadowy. Get a bit of a, I will put a bit of that colour in as a reflection, but not a lot. Just a touch of that sky, that tree colour behind, but very faint. Probably won't register that. We lost the water effect now, haven't we? Okay, well we can have church across the pond. I'll dry that off and I'll just lift out a bit of that. I just want to do some trees, some leaves on that. So dry my brush, break it up, plenty of water on the palette so we can dip it in the sienna and the Payne's grey and a bit of ochre, not ochre, some raw sienna. If you're catching the light. A bit dark on the shadow at the top there. Right, just wet the hake, finish my tea. And a bit of tissue. Oh, that's not dry yet. We've got it, must be bone dry to do this. Okay. Well, there we are. That's it, church across the lake, across the pond. Church across the village pond, a village pond. Blue, no, that's the ivory mount. Quiet. Well, put your highlights on that. Right, well that's it. Just checking the camera. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed that. Not one of my best, but I think there's a lot in it. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye.